What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, we got a bit of a weird one for you today. We're going to be talking about Smeeta Kavat buffs, Umbra Inaros, and just chunky health frames in general. I'm going to go ahead and say right off the bat, this video is not based on hard facts. It's based on my experience over the last couple of days farming Steel Essence with Inaros. So I'm just going to show you my experience and show you what I've been utilizing to get the most Steel Essence I've ever gotten, besides, like, at least in this current meta, the most Steel Essence I've ever gotten. As we're going to show in this clip right here, this was my first 32 times Steel Essence drop from One Acolyte. So there was Acolyte there on the ground, 32 Steel Essence in 5 minutes. I can't argue with results. And not even looking, like just looking beyond that singular clip of a 32x drop, I've been getting cat buffs near constantly while having this cat equipped on Inaros on the Steel Path. So we're talking about the Smeeta Kavat and Inaros. I guess we got Inaros Prime in this situation. So I'm not sure why this is happening. Some people might be thinking, oh, it's because the Smeeta Kavat's charm buff can give you a shield, a shield buff sometimes, where it will, give you extra shields. But Inaros doesn't have shields, so it's probably skipping that one. Not really true, because I do get the shield buff on Inaros sometimes. I'm wondering if that's giving me operator shields. The quick reload buff also will sometimes proc, which I thought maybe the epitaph could solve that issue, but it could not. So basically, what we're looking at here is that chunky frames. Here's my theory: frames with huge health bars are given with the link health mods, are making the pets have ridiculously high health pools themselves. As you can see right here, 16,000 HP on Count Kirby with nearly 1,000 armor, which gives him 75% damage reduction on his health. I'm thinking because they never are actually dying, that they're never like having to reset their cat buff. As you see, we got a cat buff again while I was in the inventory there. So I don't know, dude. Like, this is kind of crazy. Let's unpause this Thrax Centurion level 190 and see if we can even kill my cat that's level 190. So just looking at this right here, I have less health than the cat does. Okay, so let's see if he actually starts going after the cat. Like, it is a chunky cat. As you can see, like, that's the highest Thrax I can spawn here. He's getting hit by a scythe. Okay, so if he gets wailed on for a while, sure. Okay, he did actually die there. But that was me, like, completely just, like, sitting there letting him get attacked. If I was to attack with my melee, he'd be getting healed up. So that's basically the general gist of the video today. It's my experience with this cat. We're going to show some gameplay. And this is a kind of a for fun video, guys. Like I said, there's no actual proof here. But I've been getting... I mean, there's another cat buff right there. What's going on? I'm kind of like going crazy here. What's going on here? Let's get some gameplay of me on Grendel. Also, something to remember with Inaros is that he basically can make it to 30 minutes in Steel Path missions. So here's me in the elevator trying to retreat because I was getting one shot, and about nearly 10,000 health getting one shot by Eximus as Inaros. So yeah, that just seems like something that happens to him now. We were about 40 minutes in here, and I was trying to hide in the elevator, and just a fire pillar. Nearly 10,000, and that's with all my armor too. So it's dealing more than 10,000 damage. It's just... that's how much health I had on the build. So, what we're going to go for here is we're actually going to be looking at the frames that aren't they're not viewed very, like, positively in the meta, I'd say. So we're looking at frames with high health values and even high armor values, or some way to heal and buff their companions. So we're looking at Inaros Prime being potentially the best for this. Man, it feels weird to say that, because as you saw, my cat had 16,000 health. And we'll show the build, but it's just basically all health mods and adaptation. Something that you do want to keep in mind, though, if you are trying to kill high-level Thrax as Inaros, you can utilize Seeking Shuriken from Helminth on Ashe. Now, I know getting Ashe for Helminth nowadays is much harder, as I believe he comes from, like, Railjack Survival. But in the Steel Path, these Thrax guys have a good amount of armor, and you're going to want to armor strip them so you can one-shot them easily. The entire thought process of this video spurred from someone commenting on my Steel Path Cascade video saying, this is too hard, I don't want to have to shield gate, I don't want to have to do this and that. Dude, whoever that guy was, I should probably just highlight his comment. You have given me hundreds of Steel Essence because of your questions and concerns. So, yeah, frames like Grendel, Oberon's actually surprisingly good for buffing the cats. But the thing is, you get the most health with Inaros. So let's just show the build on Inaros and the mod you can be utilizing on your cat. Now, this is an Umbra form Inaros build, to be honest. And also, if you don't want to run Karyst Carapace, which I'm just running for fun because it gives you even more health, you could honestly just you take the L, put Rolling Guard in there. I know Inaros with Rolling Guard is kind of weird, but it gives you status cleanse and status immunity. Karyst Carapace does not give you status cleanse. It will give you status immunity, but not remove statuses currently active on you. So keep that in mind. But as far as the rest of the build, we're going for Seeking Shuriken, Subsume from Ash to remove Thrax armor. Only needs a little bit of power strength to get a full armor strip. And it's basically the only ability you'll be casting as Inaros, besides maybe your Scarab Swarm to get some more armor value. So, full Umbra set, giving us 9,000 health with this build. Now, this is not a maximum meme health Inaros setup. You can get more than this, but this is practically like as much as you're going to probably need. You're going to get one shot no matter what anyway, so whatever. We've got Combat Discipline, which will make us take 10 damage on kill and heal our allies by 20 on kill. And we're actually utilizing that to proc Arcane Avenger, which will give us additive 45% crit chance, and also to reliably proc Arcane Graves without getting shot. This is not exactly necessary. You could just, since Inaros does get shot quite often anyway, you could switch your aura for something more useful potentially to you. Maybe even go for Physique for some more health. You get 500 extra health for running Physique on this build, and that is going to also benefit your cat. But I just want to run. I want to see this helps with ad clear with the Kuva Nukor, which we're utilizing on this build. An unranked adaptation will still stack up to 90, so don't worry about it. And Glider Resolve. We're basically using Inaros Prime Access here with the Karyst Prime. This will give you increased crit chance depending on how many combo multiplier you have. We don't really need a primary, but if you want to run a primary, go for it. Kuva Nukor is our secondary of choice. Not only is this good for ad clear, it's good for condition overload proccing, and we are using a condition overload heavy attack weapon. So yeah, Riven is not important. The only thing that is important on this Riven is the punch through stat, because it will help us punch through enemies and get more. So you can just put Seeker in that slot if you don't have a Riven with punch through. But yeah, condition overload for guns. Crit damage, as we're getting additive crit chance, will be a 55% crit chance after that's procced, and then viral heat with a little bit of multi-shot thrown in the mix. Secondary dexterity, you could switch this out, but we are getting this is a very melee kill focused playstyle that we're going for here. So this is pretty good. And this has basically become my new favorite melee right here, the Karyst Prime. This came out with Inaros Prime Access, and what you're getting here is you're getting a very, very high base damage Toxin Dagger that will also, it has like really high crit stats, and I believe it might be the highest base damage in the game, actually. So I'm just getting some gameplay of what you're going to be expecting with this kind of setup here. We're 26 reactors in, or exolizers in. So I am utilizing a Riven. If you don't have a Riven for the Karyst Prime, honestly, I'd recommend getting one. They're pretty high Riven stats at this point. And this thing has a very low attack speed, so an attack speed Riven can be helpful. A crit chance, crit damage Riven can be helpful. Melee damage, you name it. It will probably be good on here in some degree. And yeah, this thing has 4 slash procs on heavies, as you see right there. Insta-kill on that Thrax. I did have a teammate with me, so maybe they're helping, but you get the idea here. It's very chill, very easy, and you're getting lots of cat buffs because of the... I don't know why, because Inaros he likes the cat. Cats like Inaros. You're keeping your cat healthy, and the cat's giving you cat buffs. Maybe you can look at it like that. So this is going to be making it more worth your time on the Zariman ship. If you're doing Steel Path Cascade farm, you could potentially get more Steel Essence. I'm telling you guys, I have no proof, but I have results. I have multiple days of me streaming, playing Inaros mostly, getting cat buffs every single mission. And it's the affinity cat buff too. So, now I don't think it procced right here, but... Oh, actually, no, as I say that, it did proc right here. So, if you want to try it out yourself, go for it. I'm not guaranteeing it will work every mission, but I am telling you that for a fact it has worked for me. And additionally, frames... So, if you're trying to go for this, and we're not going to... Let's just go ahead and say maybe it's not just Inaros this works on. Other chunky frames as well. What other frames can you rock for this if you want to, embrace the madness and go down the path of the cat buff with Gaz? Well, what you can do is you can look at frames that buff either buff companions or they have high health values themselves. So Lavos actually is probably one of the most useful choices here, as Lavos' base health and armor values are very high. Well, once they level up, it is. And also, Lavos abilities are good. I mean, we have an Ensnare Lavos set up here. It's not full Umbral, but maybe I'll do full Umbral in the future, where we got 2,000 health, 675 armor, and that's without even running the armor mod. So really, really high armor value on Lavos. And if we look at the cat, we didn't equip the cat, but yeah, this could potentially work. Get that Count Kirby out here. 3,600 health, definitely a lot lower than Inaros, but we weren't really modding for Inaros Link stuff there. So that's one you could run. He's pretty useful. Nidus also, the thing is, we're comparing all these health values to Inaros, so it's not going to look anywhere near as good in the grand scheme of things. So with a Nidus build, remember, you'll be getting nullified a lot, and a lot of Nidus' survivability stat comes from his parasitic link. I wouldn't run this build personally, but this one would probably be more appropriate. A lot of his survivability comes from parasitic link, and that parasitic link is not being shared with your cat. So we've got about 3,000 health on the cat with Nidus. The bigger ones, I'd say go for maybe Inaros, Grendel. We'll talk about Oberon briefly. I don't have a full Oberon build set up. Also, you gotta keep in mind, I have a Grendel Invigoration, give me 1,000 more armor, so don't take this as like concrete values. So yeah, we got about 4,000 health on Grendel, and let's call it about 1,200 armor when it's not invigorated. So now the cat's got about 7,000 health, and you can get it higher than that, of course. Yeah, so just Link Armor, Link Shield. These guys have Link Armor, Link Health. These guys have low shield, so don't really bother with Link Shield. And let's just see, like, for comparison's sake. This is an Invigoration, of course. Let's see how tanky the cat feels with all this armor. The funny thing is this whole thing spurred from someone saying that Steel Path Cascade is too hard. But, like, the whole reason we're doing this is because pet survivability is terrible. Pet survivability is so bad. See, we are healing him a little bit with our melee attacks here, but I died before the cat did. Okay, so that should say a lot here about how much we're buffing the cat. Then let's get the last couple out here. We got Oberon. Oberon's passive actually is a cat proc increase as we're getting another cat. I don't know what's going on. I have been farming lots of Kuva and Steel Essence in this game for a long time. I have never seen this many cat buffs as when I've been running these tank frames. So Oberon's passive actually gives increased health, armor, and shield link from Oberon to allied pets. Additionally, your pet receives an instant revive per mission. Going even further, we have Renewal, giving heal per second and increased armor for frames and pets. This will be great. Phoenix Renewal giving you an extra revive, so Inaros isn't crying that he got one shot by an Eximus. And even Elemental Ward has been subsumed on here, giving Chroma's buffs to his team. We might have I have to form with this Oberon out a little bit more, but with I think a full Umbral set here, let's see what our cat's looking like. Keeping in mind we have heals and stuff we could definitely proc. So not even a fully ranked Oberon, 2,500 health and 773 armor for the cat. So yeah, this is basically the mindset I'm going down. I will be testing this more. It's been working really well, so I want to like take it even further. I like cat buffs. I like Steel Essence. Trying to make this work, dude. So I have not played Oberon in forever, so it's going to take some getting used to. And also keep in mind that the cat will get some survivability increases from Tech Enhance, giving them a 60% chance to not die. Also, Armor Strip is pretty important on those Thraxes if you're using a heavy attack dagger. So just a reminder, if you are someone that thinks that Steel Path Void Cascade is too hard, here is the crazy Inaros strat I am going to be recommending to you. So just run your standard Inaros things. Search every health mod in the game. Find the ones that are pretty high value and put them on here. After that, take one of the health mods off. Put Adaptation at whatever rank you have in there. Take another health mod off. Put Seeking Shuriken, subsumed from Ash on there. If you want to put Rolling Guard, you can. If not, put Karnus Carapace or some other Carapace mod in that slot. And then here's how you will kill a Thrax on the Steel Path, guaranteed. It will eventually fall off, but it will be a long time as we get another cat buff as I'm walking over to the console. Alright, so what we want to do here is we want to remove armor, Nukor proc, and heavy. Remove armor, Nukor proc, heavy. That is going to be your best bet as Inaros if you're not using, like, Reeve or something like that. And this will be very good for clearing out trash ads too. You can just keep using the heavy attack over and over again and just cleave through the enemies and collect the Steel Essence. If you have Magus Lockdown and Magus Repair, those are great on Inaros. If you don't have them, figure something else out. You can have a Wisp, you can request someone to play Wisp on your team to give you some Wisp health motes. It's really up to you guys. Just the main crux of this video is how to easily take care of Thrax with Inaros and Helminth, and how to potentially get more cat buffs if you have a good little kitty. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully the video was at least entertaining, and, you know, hey, try it, okay? Before you naysay it, try it, because I've gotten so many results with this that I felt like I had to make a video on it. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Grendel, Lavos, Inaros, Nidus, kind of, and then other frames too. So, yeah, take it easy. Peace.